Hey, Boyd. How you doing? So, finally got back to looking through my collection, alphabetically, numerically, whatever, what have you. And so, finally got around to the next one on that, 10 Things I Hate About You. So, yeah, so not one I'd usually be reviewing on my channel here, but, well, here we go. So, this one's a late 90s nostalgia piece, really. Back then, when they really seemed to be having a thing for doing modern day Shakespeare weird reinterpretations. Right up there with, this is a few years before She's the Man, right around the modern Romeo and Juliet, more literal one with Leonardo DiCaprio. It was it was a time. And this one, I will say, is very late 90s. Now, my partner, who's done a voice on here once or twice, is more nostalgic for this film than I am. She grew up with it, whereas I really did not. I didn't even see this one until a few years after we had been together. But I will say it is still an enjoyable film, but just for me, it's not like I don't have the same nostalgia factor for it. But despite that, I still did enjoy watching it, and even though I didn't really remember too much about it a couple years later when I stopped to do the review on it, I still enjoyed it again. So, 10 Things I Hate About You stars a very young Heath Ledger, very young Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and then also Julia Stiles and Larsa Oleynik. So, good cast, good cast. Now, this one's pretty much a re-envisioning of The Taming of the Shrew, and yeah, it kind of plays with those themes in a modern day setting, so it definitely has the whole Shakespearean misunderstanding, then love not tangle thing that is in quite a few of his plays. So, this one, Cameron's a new guy at school. He immediately falls for the pretty girl Bianca. Now, Bianca's busy trying to get with the cocky frat boy. Well, he's not quite a frat boy, but I guess he's like the model student. Literally, he's actually into modeling. Anyway, but she can't get with him because her father's got a weird rule that if then she can date when her sister Kat dates. Now, her older sister Kat is pretty much sworn off men, sworn off dating, sworn off doing anything expected, and is kind of regarded in the large age school as the bitch. So Cameron convinces the popular guy to pay the local bad boy who has a lot of rumors around, played by Heath Ledger, to take her out, and shenanigans ensues. Now, the soundtrack is very late 90s, the humor is very late 90s, and the whole, it's definitely a time capsule movie, but it's a fun one because of that. It's a good throwback. So, yeah, the humor still holds up pretty well, and the characters have a great chemistry. That's what I think really brings this one together. You can they feel like a group of friends, and it seems like, well, a few of them look a little too young to be a little too old to be in high school. Particularly Heath Ledger. There, he looks like he was held back a couple years there, but a few of them, like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, do actually look like they belong. So it's an enjoyable film. If you haven't seen it, I definitely do give it a recommendation. It's not one that I put on very often myself, but it's definitely an enjoyable comedy. I'll give this one a 7 MacGuffins. It's good, just not my usual cup of tea, but still a fun movie. So, yeah, 10 Things I Hate About You, 7 MacGuffins. Nothing really hate in this one. Worth seeing just for Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles' chemistry alone. They're fun. Well, I'll all for now on this one, so I'll be back soon. Have a good night.